Hey guys, I'm back again. Today we're going to learn a new topic, and actually it's topic two, section 10, topic two, but I'm breaking it into different parts. I'll take nice and easy, not to rush it too much. So let me go over this. And what we're going to learn, this theorem is called intersecting chords. Remember that a chord is any line that passes from one end of the inside of a circle to another end inside of the circle. If this is the center of the circle, the chord does not pass through the center. So any line that is going across, okay, as long as it's not going through the center. Actually, it can go through the center. If it goes through the center, then it's called diameter, but that has its own name, diameter, but it's a chord. It's also a chord, so it goes from one side to another, okay? So what we're going to learn today here is how do we find, notice we have two chords that are intersecting, and notice how they're labeled with letters. So what we have is we have four different segments. We have segment TE, we have segment BT, segment ST, we have TA. Okay, each little segment we can find the length, how far or what will be the length of each piece or the whole piece in general. Okay, it's very easy. There's a little formula here that we're gonna use to find the missing piece. And let me just read the theorem for you. It says if two chords intersect on the interior of a circle, okay, then the product, remember product means you multiply, of the two lengths of the segments of one chord, it's equal to the product of the length of the segment of the other chord. So basically, this is how it goes. If I take TE, and let me just show you here. So if I take, let me go back here. If I take BT, okay, so from B to T, and I multiplied the other segment, which is from AT or T to A, these two segments of the same chord, if I multiply those two, then they have to be equal to the product of from S to T times T to E. And they have to be equal to each other. And that's it. Okay, simple as that. So I'm going to do this problem here where it says find the value of x on the bottom. Notice you have that from A to here, and there's no letter there. This is 7. From here to here is 12. This segment from D to X is 14. But then notice we have this segment here that is missing. That's X. So what I'm going to do is very simple. You're going to take 7 times 12, the product of those two segments has to be equal to the product of the other segment, which is 14 times x. Okay, so if you do 7 times 12, which is 84, so this would be 84 has to be equal to 14x. And then if you divide 84 divided by 14, that's going to give you 6. So x is equal to 6. All right, so that's the value of x. Simple as that. Now, if we go on the top right, notice that we have, this is a little different. We have from here to here is 10, and from here to here is x plus 4. So remember, what you're going to do with those two segments is you're going to multiply. So I'm going to take 10. Notice you have x plus 4, and remember that when you have two terms, always put it in parentheses because you have to multiply. So it becomes a distributive property, okay? So it's 10 times x plus 4, close parentheses. That has to be equal to, and now I'm going to multiply 15 times x plus 1, okay? So the two segments, you multiply the two segments, has to be equal to the product of the other two segments. Now you do the distributive property, and this here is going to be 10x plus 40. That has to be equal to 15x plus 15. Okay, so you multiply. Then you're going to subtract 10. So you're going to be left with 40. It's equal to, if you subtract 10 from 15, that will be 5x plus 15. The next thing I'm going to do is I am going to subtract 40 minus 15, which it will be 25. So this is going to be 25. It's equal to 5x. So that means that if you divide 25 by 5, you're going to get that x is equal to 5. Okay? So now, one of the questions you're going to be asked in this classwork, is not an IXL. This is, I created a worksheet. It's a multiple choice that I put under assignment. Be very careful that you double check your answers before you submit it, because I will receive the score right away. It's going to be graded right away. So now here, since x equals 5, and I might ask you a question like, how big would this segment be? And if this segment, then it would be 5 plus 4. Okay, 5 plus 4, which it will be equal to 9. Or if I ask you how big is this segment right here, then it would be 5 plus 1, which it would be equal to 6. Okay, so again, be very careful, and that's the next problem we're going to do. That's what they're going to ask you for, and let's do that one. So for this one, they're asking you, what is the length of DB? So from D to B, I need to find the whole segment. Okay, how big is the whole segment? Not just the value of x. Okay, but I need to set up my problem first. So I need to multiply 4x multiplied by 9x. So let me type that in. So it's going to be 4x times 9x. It's equal to, and then I'm going to multiply 90 times 100. So I'm going to do 90 times, times 10, not 100. Okay, times 10. There we go. So now in this case, we're going to have 9 times 4 is 36. 36x. Now x times x, and this is a problem that you're going to have in the classwork that I'm explaining to you. When you multiply x times x, you're going to get x square. Okay, I do not have here how to make a square, so I'm writing it right now. So that's square. That's equal to 90 times 100. That's 900. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do here is we're going to divide by 36. So we're going to divide both sides by 36. And what we're going to have remainder here will be x squared. X squared. It's equal to, and if we do 900 divided by 36, that will be 25. Okay, so this right here will be 25. So now, remember, how do we solve for x? How do we get rid of anything that is square? We have to find the square root of that number. So we find the square root of x squared, which it will be just x. And if we find the square root of 25, then it will be just 5. That means x is equal to 5. Now, is that your answer here? Is my answer of dB, the length of dB, is that equal to 5? The answer is no, because I'm looking for the whole segment. How big is the whole segment? So again, if this is 4, I need to substitute 4 times 5, which is equal to 20. So this segment here is 20. If I do 9 times 5 here, that will be 45. Okay, so we have 20 plus 45 because they're asking you for dB, and 20 plus 45 will give you 65. And this is the length of D to B. Okay, so that's it. That's it for this lesson. So again, take a look at this formula right here. Okay, you multiply the two pieces, the two segments, multiply the two segments, and that has to be equal to the other two segments by multiplying them. Okay, and then you go ahead and solve for x or solve for whatever variable they give you, and you go from there. And that's it. The assignment is going to be, again, a worksheet that I created is multiple choice. Submit your answers. Be very careful before you submit your answers. I believe I put it where you can submit it more than once, but I'm not too sure. But just be very careful. Okay. If you have any questions, you can always send me a message. But watch those instructional videos, this instructional video here. Make sure you watch this and try to understand it. But that will be it. Okay.